You know what I saw that totally whacked me out? Apparently Smite 2 is a thing that's happening. Smite 2. This isn't like a CSGO 2 where it's like an engine physics overhaul where they're gonna just like replace the original game. And I know that that fucked up a bunch of stuff and a lot of people don't like CSGO 2 now. Because like a bunch of stuff about the engine change that makes it play differently, and I've heard stuff. I'm not familiar enough with the game, but that kind of like replacement thing sort of makes sense to me. I wish that they at least kept the original CS:GO as an option, But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like logically that makes sense to me to be like, okay, this is the new version of the game that's going to get like the official server support and all that and all that. Smite 2 does not appear to be that. It's a remake of Smite in Unreal 5. And I look at the footage and I'm like, I haven't played Smite in a while, but I don't know if it was worth it. Maybe technically it was worth it and it's going to scale better in the future, but in terms of a graphical upgrade, the kind of game that it is with the free-to-play game, you kind of have to make it like really optimized for like you should be able to play Smite on a laptop, right? So it can't look Unreal 5 tech demo level amazing. But like, okay, fine, whatever. Maybe on a technical level it was just worth it. Maybe there was this thing I remember way back in League where League has a ass load of spaghetti code, partially because the guy who coded the engine also was the lead programmer on big rigs over the road racing. Did you know that? Did you know that the guy who made the engine for League programmed big rigs? Go look it up. That's real. And then he left after like a year and a half or something. So the League engine was like super... There's just new bugs happening all the time that make zero sense. As soon as they introduce something or change something, it like the butterfly effect occurs. I could see that happening with Smite, and you have a game that's so big with so many characters and items and all these little incremental changes by so many different people. I can see how that could turn into a gigantic technical headache. I've heard the term tech debt thrown around to refer to mistakes and weird ways that we did things in a kind of weird way in the past that have kind of built up, and now it's sort of a problem. So redoing it from the ground up, I can see the merit in it. But also, like, as a package, it's still going to be free to play from what I understand. But it's like, I think the game has, the main game, the original game, the current one, has like 180 characters in it or something. The second one's going to launch with like 35. Like... If I mained some character who came out, in those 150-ish characters, right? And they were not included in the new game, I would be pretty bummed out. That's like a lot to take away for a game that is basically eventually going to replace... Like, at least with a fighting game, you still got the old game. Like, it's a separate release. It's not going to replace it. And apparently Smite 2, as of the time being, is not replacing Smite. But I kind of suspect that it's going to at some point. I'm just looking at my notes real quick. It's going to at some point. And when that happens, people, I know people are going to be mad at high res. They're not going to like it. They are not going to like that. Yeah, just weird. And being reminded of Smite is always funny because I keep my Steam open to, when on like the home tab page, I keep Steam open to the, I have it sorted by time, like hours played. Just, I don't know, that's how I like organizing it and looking at it. And I always look at it and I'm reminded, when did I put 180 hours into Smite? 185.8 hours into Smite. When did I do that? Because, like, I remember I used to play it on the, not on even on Steam, but on the built-in, or their own, like, separate launcher, which means that there's probably even more hours on top of that, probably like at least 200 hours I've put into that game. And I can't tell you a single memory from my entire time playing it. Isn't that weird? Like, not a single... the only thing I can remember is this one time where I was playing this support character. It was like the Hindu elephant god. And me and my like lane partner got jumped and we died. And he got mad at me. And I was like, what was I? It was the first time I'd ever played him because it was like on the free rotation. I just wanted to check it out. This is an unranked game, by the way. This is just a normal game. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? What did you expect me to do there? We died in like 5 seconds. And he typed out like... he typed out this like... light Yagami tier plan of like, you should have used your E here and then ulted me and then done this and then done that and then but all according to Keikaku. And then you're in the helicopter and you get your memories back. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? This is I don't even remember what all my skills do. That's the one thing I can remember from my entire 200 hours playing that game. So whenever I'm reminded of Smite, I'm like, man, okay.